Are these Cowboys headed in the right direction, or do changes need to happen?
Nah, they're not headed in the right direction, and it has a lot to do with football context as well. This offensive line is getting old. The stalwart, Tyron Smith, is getting old. Trying to find a left tackle is a big deal. This coaching staff, Dan Quinn was the star of this coaching staff this year, and he might not be on this staff. And we saw what Mike McCarthy hired the first year with the Dallas Cowboys. So I don't know if you trusted him to make a great decision after Dan Quinn leaves. We knew Dan Quinn was a defensive guy and could get this team at least halfway better than they were the last year. But here's the thing that I tell people, all right, and listen. I'm loyal to the Cowboys because the Cowboys wrote me checks and changed my family life. So I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to be a fan of the Cowboys for a long time. But make no mistake about it. I'm never over the top. I remember Irv came on here and said the Cowboys going to SoFi. And I had to come on Wednesday and be like, settle the hell down. No, they ain't. I didn't have the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl before the season. I ain't have them going while they was making this, putting 12 wins together. I didn't have them going to the Super Bowl in the playoffs. I did think they would beat the 49ers. I didn't think to the tune of 14 penalties and just dumb offensive play calling and energy, period. But the bottom line is this. As long as Jerry Jones hires coaches that he influences the way they do things, the Cowboys will be right here every year. That's what Stephen A. knows. That's all he's trying to tell the Dallas Cowboys. When he get on here with his hat and Southern Steve and I love Jerry Jones, he loves Jerry Jones because he knows eventually the Dallas Cowboys are going to get to a point where this failure will be equated to his relationship with the head coach. I wish we could pull up the clip because I was sitting on First Take when they hired Mike McCarthy. And I looked at Stephen A. and said, well, we got another example of a guy that Jerry Jones can influence and determine how he wants to put a staff together. It's going to continue to be that way. We sat on this same network and watched Jason Garrett go 8 and 8 and 8 and 8 and continue to hear Jerry Jones say, that's my guy. Eventually we'll get there. When Mike McCarthy came in, Kellen Moore, he's a holdover. He's the next boy genius, the guru, the boy. No, he ain't. He not. Based on the evidence we saw.
Well,
and I'm not talking about the 49ers game. I'm talking about down the road. This team went 12-5, and that's to credit them. It's hard to win 12 games in the NFL. I don't want people to get it misconstrued. But the bottom line is this. Where the Cowboys ended up after this San Francisco 49ers game, it's probably where they're going to end up going forward.
Well, listen, before Dominique chimes in here, because I'll go after him, I want to say that you're not totally wrong about, me and feeling what I feel about Jerry Jones.
I'm not wrong at all.
But it's also, I want to get on that yacht someday. I do want to get on that yacht. I do want to get on that yacht. Well, go ahead, Dom.
The bus is where the real fun happens. But let's remember how they landed on that coach. Was Mike McCarthy did a sleepover at Jerry Jones's house. I don't know if you guys remember that, but when he hired him, he was in his guest room. He did a sleepover. So like
that's Doritos.
Yeah, Doritos. So that's if that's how your coaching relationship is gonna start, that's fine. Like I like my boss. I would love to hang out with my boss outside of work at the Christmas party.
That's right.
But I'm not gonna be in your guest room because that suggests something that I don't want as far as a power dynamic. And that's the problem with this is I don't necessarily think the Cowboys are headed in the right direction, but I don't think that there's a better direction for them to head in because there's one thing that is not going to change in Dallas. Jerry Jones is in charge. And to correct the issues that you think they have is like discipline. Let's say discipline. Okay. You're not going to get a coach in there who's a disciplinarian who is going to be comfortable working in a situation where your boss essentially does a press conference outside the locker room every week. And he does a press conference or radio interviews every week trying to get the attention. So I do think
he canceled this week, by the way.
Yeah, he did cancel this week. So I do think that it'd be great for them to have a better coach. But if you are a revered coach, is that where you want to go work? Like, I'm not going to work at the sleepover guy. This is the best thing that they are going to have right now is what they have with Mike McCarthy, unless for some reason 80-year-old Jerry Jones decides to be somebody new.
My brilliance, because it is brilliance, comes from the fact that I know I'm not. I listen to brothers and sisters who are, and I learn from wise minds. What I would say to Domonique Foxworth and Marcus Spears are a bunch of rhetorical questions that I'm just going to throw out there at y'all. right?
You have 30
Because
seconds.
I got more than that, but it's okay. Here's the deal, all right? I'm sorry. We're talking about Quinn, and he was the hero, you know, the guy, the defensive guru, and all this other stuff. Who did he succeed? Mike Dolan, who was peeled off the scrap heap, had no business having the job the year before and had them as the 28th ranked defense. So by default, you were elevated. You were gloated about. DeMarcus Lawrence still there. Trayvon Diggs still there. You drafted Micah Parsons, okay? You changed things schematically because you had no business doing what the hell Mike Nolan was doing. Yep. But even though Dan Quinn is no scrub, he is the dude that guided the team to the Super Bowl in Atlanta, but then blew a 28-3 lead. We got to remember stuff like that. We got to remember stuff like that. It's important. It's important because those are the kind of things that can contaminate the Cowboys because that's their history, okay? Let's call it what it is. We look at Dak Prescott on a serious note. Dak Prescott is a dude, always says the right things, class personified. Nobody dislikes him. When does that work for a quarterback? I'm asking y'all. When does that work for a quarterback? I got a lot more to say, but I won't say it because we're running out of time. When does that work for a quarterback? Where you always say the right things, you always do the right thing, you're loved, everybody loves you and whatever. You know what? What about fear? What about being scared to make mistakes? What about being scared to drop passes? What about being scared to run the wrong routes? Because this brother might not throw you the damn ball. What about Amari Cooper stepping up? You $20 million. Yo, bro, hell with friendship. I need you to get it done. Because if you can't get it done, I ain't interested in being your damn friend. Okay? Gallup is out. I got you here. I got CeeDee Lamb here. Okay? I got Schultz and Wilson. I need you to make plays. Okay? Get it done. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.